Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Munoz-Madsen, and today we're reading Numbers 5 through 8. A question was brought up by one of our participants about why the men counted in the census from Levi were age 30 to 50 and the men of the other tribes were age 20 to 50. I certainly don't know, but I have a couple of links that I'm sharing that might help us understand. A lot of times the answer is we don't know, but there are some things that we can look at into maybe why that was the case. Meantime, I don't know about you, but I need to read and reread the daily walk from today. Are the people around you influenced by your distinctive lifestyle, or do you blend inconspicuously into the world around you? I say ouch a lot, but I feel like that's when we're meddling a little bit or stepping on toes, and that one definitely steps on my toes. I think back now to people I've met in the past and remember being annoyed and very judgmental of those who said and did things because of their religion or faith. You know, the kind we call prudes or make fun of because they're so boring. I now want to go back and apologize to all of them because they were the ones doing exactly what all of us are supposed to be doing. But I always think we need to keep in mind how we go about that, because if we come across as holier than thou when we say no to the world, it won't make our life and our faith very attractive to others. And although that shouldn't matter, and I'm not saying we should care what others think, we are all called to go make disciples, and it'll be tough to do that if no one likes you. Am I making sense? I hope so, because I think it's kind of confusing, and I think it's something that we all have to pray about and move forward with the Holy Spirit. And if we do that, we'll be doing it in God's way. Also, if hearing about particular rules and laws that certain groups of Israelites had to follow is difficult and or confusing, try doing this. Think of yourself as Israel, not in the sense that you have to do all these things, but in a symbolic way. For example, when God is getting rid of evil pockets of people, including women and children, which can always be hard to read, it's because he knows the potential that a small but vocal group can have on the entire nation. Just like a super tiny pocket of sin within us may not seem like a big deal, we convince ourselves we can handle it and no one's being hurt by it. But have you ever watched a loved one slowly lose control to alcoholism when they believed they could handle one drink? Or when an innocent relationship slowly turned into an adulterous one? I've had friends, good, godly people, go through both. Or maybe you've been through something like that. God knows that with Satan out there snatching up every opportunity to tear us apart, we need to be 100% holy, pure, and dedicated. Now, how many of us are actually achieving that? None! But we must be trying to do that, asking for forgiveness when we fall short, and committing to do better on a daily basis. All that to say, try using Israel as a symbolic representation of yourself and see if it gives these readings a little more timely understanding. I hope all of that makes sense, and it's just an idea, especially if you're struggling. We also read some about the Nazarites and the Nazarites' vow, so I'm including a link to more information on that just to explain it a little bit better. Tomorrow's reading is Numbers 9 through 12. You're doing great. Just hang in there. Happy reading.